Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy EJ, aka Sir Evangeline Joseph, aka The Bully, aka Mr. 10 Feet, aka Stubby Fingers. And that's all I got for right now. That's all I got.
This your boy Wayne Willmatic Beats, Mr. EP on the way, Woo! Mr. Album on the way, Woo! Mr. Beat Tape on the way.
Okay. Mr. Beat Tape out right now.
Exactly. And all that stuff still a maybe.
Hey man, we got
it. Hey. That ain't even about us right now, though. No. We got another special guest in the building.
Man, she an icon.
I mean, she
an icon, bro. Like that's all I'm going to say.
Hey,
I'm not even gonna go into all the extras because that fits it perfectly.
That sums it up right there.
That sums it up right there. Miss Tuesday, motherfucking Martin is here. What's
poppin'? Clap it up, man. Clap it up. Hey.
I was going to say all these motherfuckers in this bitch, ain't nobody clapping. Oh, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. What about you?
Hey, man. Blessed, bro. You know how it is, man. Just
Absolutely.
out here trying to keep on improving, man. Getting better.
Hey, man. That's.
I agree.
That's a gem within itself. The episode is starting off lovely. But let's get down to business. And jump right into it. It's a question that we ask all of our guests, and it's a reason being. Where are you from?
Columbus. I'm from here, Columbus, Georgia.
Good old 706.
Yes,
you know
born and raised.
That's hard. reason why we ask everybody is because like I was saying earlier, as far as like artistry and entrepreneurs, especially in our generation, and before, Columbus isn't really on the map.
Yeah,
so
it should be.
One way that people can bring it to be on the map, other than like people like YSN, Trap, and Solid, them, as far as them rapping, they can come on this platform and tell their story.
All right.
Tell their story, drop a few gems here and there.
Yeah.
And, pretty much do them.
Right.
For sure.
And let the people, see what they do.
Right.
Right. Just get an insight.
Shine a new light.
Absolutely. You're a CEO.
Big boss.
Big boss.
Yeah.
What do you do for all the listeners out there?
I am a full-time hairstylist. I specialize in locks, natural hair, color. That's pretty much it.
You do it all.
Yeah. Not all, but everything really within natural hair. Yeah. But mainly I focus on locks. Yeah.
So you'll braid the shit out of somebody here.
Oh yeah, and braids. I do dab into braids every now and then, but I wouldn't say it's like my specialty, but it's definitely something I'm like good at, I guess you can say.
All right. When did you get your start? When did you fall in love with this with your craft? My craft?
I guess like when I first went natural, I would say like back in high school. Right. Cause my mom, she did my hair all the way up into high school. Yeah, I was actually the last of my sisters to start doing my own hair. So when I started, when I went to cosmetology school, everybody was surprised. Like you're not touching my hair, cause I'm not. That wasn't like my thing. But I guess just doing like my own hair, and then I would like start doing my cousin hair. Then later on, like my mom. Really, the more like when I enrolled in cosmetology school, that's
what school you went to?
Virginia College.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually closed now, I think. Yeah, it's crazy, but it was a really good school at the time. Like the what you call it? The instructors, like they was cool. But yeah, that's really when I went into cosmetology school. That was when I really got into doing hair more, like, cause it really wasn't something I just did like since I was little. Like I really started when I was 19. Like so.
Damn.
It hasn't been that long. I'm 24 now, but yeah.
You started doing hair at 19.
Right.
You're 24 now, and you this far.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel the same way sometimes. Like, dang, this
you
really.
You sound like a rapper. That's what you sound like.
No, for real. But Yeah, I would say that's when I guess I fell in love with it. I started out doing just like silk presses. Well, I started out doing everything. Braids, like I was braiding down for this one lady I used to work for here. I used to braid down for her. Then eventually, once I felt comfortable enough, I started taking like my own clients.
Right.
And then from there, I was just doing like everything: sew-ins, braids, crochet. And I was doing locks like a little bit, but not like as much. Then I moved to Atlanta, and that's when I started doing locks even more, because I guess it's just way more people, you know, with locks there. So that's when it really like kind of kicked off from there.
So what was your favorite thing to do back then?
Definitely silk presses. That was my thing. Like, and just specializing in natural hair in general was like a plus, because like, you know, most hairstylists are into like weaves, and it's like that was never like really my thing. I did it, but I really didn't like it at all. And it kind of showed like in my work, you know. It wasn't like terrible, but you can tell when I like what I did, and it was just something I did because I could do it. So
right.
Yeah.
You think it's what does your heritage mean to you?
My heritage?
Right. As far as your African American heritage, is that why you have a strong passion for just natural hair and not so much for the weave?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's just, I guess, because my own personal stuff. Like I did wear weaves at one point, but I just never like was like a weave person. Like I just love wearing weave. You know what I'm saying? Like
some folks, they definitely.
Yeah, like anytime I wear weave, it was just very rare, and it wasn't for long because I hated the way it would make my hair feel. So I think just my own personal, I guess, experience with it made me love it, and the healthiness of it, I guess, that's where it comes from too. Natural hair, your hair is so much healthier when it's natural and with as less chemicals as possible. So I guess I would say it comes from the healthy part of it. Because I mean, you can do weaves and stuff and your hair still be healthy, but it has to be done properly. It's like a lot more into it for it to actually not be damaging to your hair.
Right. What did you go natural? Like you were you always natural, or what age were you when you went natural? And what was that transition like?
I wasn't always natural. My mom, me and my sisters both, we got relaxers like when we was young, maybe like elementary school. And then I want to say maybe like my sophomore year in high school, I think that's when I started going natural. And then definitely probably by my senior year, I was like fully natural. The transition, I mean, it wasn't like hard until like the end, because I didn't like, because you know most people like cut their hair off. Well, most women, they'll just cut it off, start from top. Like I didn't do that. Like I just let it grow out, like let the relaxer grow out until I probably had like this much of like relaxer still on there, like where it was straight, and I just like end up just cutting it and just letting it just, you know what I'm saying, do its own natural thing. But it wasn't hard necessarily transitioning. Natural hair is more high maintenance than it is being relaxed, because it's like trial and error, because you got to go through like see what products work for you, what product work for this person, may not work for this person. So that part can get like, you know, kind of difficult trying to see what works for your specific hair type. Cause
as far as like hair, well, your hair, when you going through the process of trial and error, is it one of them type things where one thing works and you just stick to it, or does it ever get to a point where this doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, it can get to that point, because I mean, of course, like as we get older and stuff too, our hair and stuff changes. So it could be a situation like that. Also, like people change like their formulas over time too, so it could be the product may change, so therefore it may stop. It may not work the same as it did before on your hair. So that's why it's always like trial and error, I would say, when it comes to like natural hair. Not with locks though. Locks are kind of just straight to the point, to be honest. Yeah, it's it's real low maintenance. Like, you just need a good oil, and really you can just go from there. Like, shampoo it once a month. Like, you don't really need all the things you need for locks versus with like loose natural hair.
Gotcha.
All right. I know you you went to cosmetology school. How often do you have to learn new techniques or do you kind of stick with the same ones you learn?
I guess I always try to keep like advancing.
Right.
And I just do that just by simply, maybe I'm just scrolling on Instagram and I follow like other lock stylists that are like bigger than me. So I'll probably take something from them, like, oh, that's neat how they do that, and I'll try it. I haven't actually taken like any classes or anything, but sometimes
But
I'll
you
even
teaching them?
yeah, I am. Or I even critique myself, and I'll go back and look at stuff or the way I do certain things, like, oh, maybe if I twist it this way, this will make it hold better. You know what I'm saying? So I guess just staying open to growing and, you know what I'm saying, being better. Like, although it's good, it can always be even better than that. Because I'll look at old pictures, I'll be like, dang. At one point, that was like fire, and now I look back now, it's like,
do you try those on a client, or you try like on a friend first?
No, I try it on my client.
Try on the client?
Because it's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, worst case scenario, I would just, like, not continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? It won't be nothing, like, drastic to where it'll mess up the client hair or anything like that. But, you know, that's how you practice.
Right.
When was the moment that you was doing hair back in, you know, when you was 19, 18 or whenever you started actually doing other folks' hair, that you was like, damn, I could really get paid for this?
Ooh, that's a good question. That I just felt like I seen my work and I was like, yeah, I can make some money. Like,
next person head I do right now. I need that bag.
Well, I guess like before I even considered going to cosmetology, I was actually into photography, and my mom, she was the one that she was like, well, maybe you should look into something that, you know, you could actually make some money from, because, you know, with photography, which you can make money with photography, but it may take a little bit longer. So I was like, okay, because I was always into cosmetology too, like hair. Like, I would have photo shoots and I'll do their hair, makeup, and all that. And so then I started focusing strictly on that. So I guess my goal in the beginning was to always I can make some money by doing this. So I guess like when I was actually working like in the school salon and we would take clients, and then I would be good and I would have people like tip me, and I was like, okay, like this is good. If I'm getting tipped while I'm in school, like I can really be even bigger and do even more like when I'm finished. So I guess maybe at that point.
So what was that? What was it like when you know, did y'all have like a graduation and stuff? Like, yeah,
it wasn't like a big, because, you know, it's like a program like school. Right. So it's not like a university. So we did have a graduation, but it wasn't just big. It was something like more intimate, I guess. Like
when you graduated and you got your certificate or diploma or whatever, and now you're out in the real world. How was that? Like, could you get a job right away? Were you plugged in somewhere? After you graduate, like, you gotta take state boards. So after I graduated, I scheduled for my state board, took state board. I passed my you take a practical and you take a written. So I passed both, and once you pass both, that's basically when you become actually licensed. Like, you don't become licensed like right after you graduate. I ain't know.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought like I'm gonna be a stylist when I finish, but yeah, you have to like pass state board. So once I passed state board, I think I pretty much just started looking for salons, and I worked in my first salon. I want to say it was like 2015, because that's when I graduated from cosmetology school in 2015. So I don't even remember how I found that salon, to be honest. I might have just looked it up, I think.
Like, do you have to like apply? Like, is it like one of those type
it's kind of like with that one, like with some, they'll require you to maybe like do an actual service, and they see your work. And I guess if you have like a portfolio, So I would, I think for the first one, I actually bought like my Instagram because I was always on Instagram, like posting whenever I would like do silk press, color, whatever. So I think when I came to her for the position, I just showed her like my work. And then from there, you meet, talk, and I mean, you pretty much start. And I started on commission, which is basically like where it's supposed to be, I want to say it's 60-40, I think, but where like the stylist get 60 and the salon owner get 40% of each client.
Right.
I don't like that though, but I started off like 50-50, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, that first salon was tough, but it was all like learning experience though. I will say that with that salon, that I was pretty much just like braiding for real. Kind of like I would take my own clients, but it was very like I wasn't making no money for real. It's so crazy because I remember like 1 week I think I made like $40, and I was happy because I was like I felt good, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, ooh yeah, like because I'm just starting out, like, and I'm 19, like I'm young, so you know what I'm saying, I'm not paying no real bills for real, like I'm still living with my parents. The most I pay for is like my gas. So you know I wasn't tripping, but yeah, that's what that was like in the beginning.
Up until that point when you were searching for that first salon, I'm sure you were probably hustling, doing hair on the side.
Yeah, right. I would go to people's houses and my mom would refer people to me. I was pretty much doing that up until I worked in the first salon, and then after that salon I worked in my second one. I worked there for like a whole year, and that's when I was like doing everything like crochet, because I started out assisting her with just doing the owners like braid downs and stuff like that, and then some things happened and I end up like taking her clients. So yeah, so then not like in a bad way, but you know.
I was about to say, I thought you was
no, like she had
somebody else.
That's how it sounded.
She had
I took all her clients.
You know what? I think she a little better.
That sounds so bad. Like she did this shit. Like you take my clients. Like no, she had some personal things to happen, to where we at the salon had to step in and take care of her clients for her. So with that happening, that kind of, I had to step it up even more because I was like, I wasn't just like no assisting, like I was taking clients, like doing them myself. And so yeah, and then from there I stayed there for like a year, and then from there I moved to, and I was working at Applebee's too when I was there. And then yeah, I did. So yeah, my first job was like McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was the worst.
Look, I'm saying like, because I've only known you since you know whatever.
Yeah, right.
But so all I know you for was, you know, you doing
just
hair. So
yeah.
I'm, you know, in
I
my
don't think
mind,
a lot of people know that. I definitely worked at McDonald's. I worked there for like 8 months. Oh, it was so terrible. Like that was the worst job ever. Like I remember this man coming through the line and he was like, "Yeah, this isn't for you." I was like, "Good," because I'm in cosmetology school. Like I'm not trying to be here.
that nigga
like
popping her shit.
Like what?
Bitch, I do hair.
Yeah, for real though. Like my hair was purple. I was working at McDonald's, but yeah, I worked there, and then while I was at the second salon, I was working at Applebee's up until basically it came down to like, okay, which one you gonna give your time to? So I had to make a decision. Like, and it was kind of risky because with entrepreneur, like you don't know if you're gonna have a slow week or a fast week. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of just in the air. It's on you. Versus like, of course, an hourly job, you guaranteed to get that check like every 2 weeks or whatever. So it was a decision I had to make, and my heart was more into this. I was like, all right, because it was like Applebee's was like taking me away from the shop because I would have to be at Applebee's at this time. So then I don't have as much time to take clients. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna have to let it go, which it definitely worked out, of course. But
growing up, like, was your parents entrepreneurs?
Yeah, well, my stepdad was. He had his own barbershop. My mom, she wasn't an entrepreneur. She worked, where my mom worked? She worked at like Walmart. She worked at the whatchamacallit, the photo center. She worked in she was like an accountant for what's the other place like Walmart? Sam's.
Sam's.
Yeah, Sam's. So she did like real like I don't know what type of work you call it, but she wasn't like on her own doing it, but
she
was
almost like contract, kind of.
I wouldn't say contract. I don't know how that works.
Right.
I just know she went to Walmart every day, and then she went to Sam's every day, and she did like different stuff within that. Like she was in like a pretty good position at Sam's though, but Sam's is trash. So.
Hey man, but it is what it is.
Yeah, she good now though. That's all that matters. Like that worked out for her.
So where did you get your inspiration and influence from?
Oh, inspiration and influence. Like just when it comes to
wanting to be a hairstylist, like, because some people have aspirations. Like if you a rapper, your
like you look up to like somebody.
Yeah, like somebody who you grew up or was. I know you said You said that earlier that being a hairstylist wasn't the goal at one point.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
So what was that? What was that one goal then that you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh, it like really flipped so many times. But I wouldn't say the very last, like up until like me about to graduate. That was definitely like photography. I was really into photography. Like that's something that I really love to do. Like I said, I was. I mean, I do it a little bit because. And that's what, I guess what made me feel more comfortable going into the cosmetology side because I'm like, well, I can still incorporate photography within hair because I have to take pictures of my work. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much the most I'll say I'll do with it.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Right. How long did it take you to figure out your self-worth? Like when it comes to setting your prices for your work?
That was tough. It was definitely tough in the beginning because it's like, in the beginning, you're so eager to have clients in general, so you willing to like really play yourself and downplay yourself. I would say it took me a couple of years to be honest, which is why now I be trying to like motivate people like, nah, charge what you feel like you're worth, you know what I'm saying? And whoever see that too, they're gonna pay it. Because in the beginning, I remember like when I first started retwist and locks, I was literally charging like $20. Like $20, which I guess at that time, because I didn't know much about it, I guess that's understandable, but that's still crazy low, like $20 really. But I mean, I was just starting out, so it's like in the beginning it's important to just build that clientele and build your portfolio up so that when you do charge whatever you want to charge, people, you have something to back that up. Like, this is what I do. Like, this is my work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it took me some years, to be honest. I would say within the last... I mean, of course, I knew my worth before this, but it's like now, like, especially with working around, like, other people and then seeing other people and how they make their prices and seeing their work. I'm looking at my work. I'm looking at their work, looking at their price, looking at my price. I'm like... Nah, like something not right. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody told me that like if you see yourself and you have like a lot of clients, then your prices they too low. You need to it's something you're not doing something right.
Well, that's a gem.
But it makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people come to you for your work, but some people only come to you because you're either like convenient, you're close, or you're cheap. You know what I'm saying? And I see that myself when I go up on my prices, and I have some people that question it. You know what I'm saying? So it let me know like what you are coming to me for. You know?
How do you go about that when somebody like try to lowball you or try to get the deals or?
In the beginning, it was tough. Like back when I was like on Facebook, like in like lock groups and stuff like that. Because people that are in those things, they are kind of looking for people that are cheap. So whenever I put my prices up, it's like, oh, $80 for a retwist or this much for a retwist. But it's like, that's what it is. But in the beginning, I would try to like reason with people just because I guess maybe I wanted the money or in the client. So I would. But now it's like, nah. Because I know, like you said, like I know my worth now for sure, like more than ever. So I know if I'm charging you something, you're going to get what you're paying for sure. Like So when it comes to that, I don't even acknowledge it. Like I had somebody like message me on my website, was like, oh, you don't, what did she say? She said something, because I don't include my deposit isn't included like in the service, which that's not an abnormal thing. A lot of businesses do that. And so she's like, what kind of business don't include the deposit? I didn't respond, because why are you asking me? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my business.
Right.
Like, you don't go to Nike, or you don't go to you know what I'm saying, your phone company and ask them why. No, you pay it. Like, and if they go up on the price and you need it, you're gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's the same concept, but people don't have like that same respect for like small businesses as they do for like bigger like corporations and stuff like that.
Being an entrepreneur and going through that, do you question prices now, or do you kind of like, if you ain't got it at the moment, just be like, okay, I ain't got it, but I'm gonna come back to it?
What you mean?
Like,
how do I question it?
Like for an example, if I go to Wayne, no, you. If I go to you and I want my dreads to be retwisted, I'm not gonna question you. Reason why I'm not gonna question you is because I know you know your worth.
Yeah, for sure.
And just me being a business owner, you being a business owner, I'm not going to question no type of prices. Whatever your prices are, that's your prices.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So do you go to other places, and because what I see people do.
Oh, you mean like when I go other places, do I question their prices? No. And if I feel like it's too high, I just won't go to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's common sense. Like, that's like if you go to a restaurant, you about to buy a meal. If the meal costs $10 and you don't think it's worth $10, like, because you just get a sandwich and some chips, you're not going to pay it. You're not going to go up to them and be like, why y'all charging $10 for some chips? Well, I'm not going to do that, because that's their price. Like, that's what you do. Like, it probably seemed crazy to me, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just not going to do business with you.
Right, because you got to understand, too, like, I'm not saying you, but
and maybe it's the reason why they charge $10. Right, you know what I'm saying? They may got the best bread or something like that.
Somebody else gonna pay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gonna pay.
For real, and tip you on top of that. So like, that's something else I learned. It's just because somebody's gonna pay it. You know what I'm saying? Especially as long as, and that's another thing I realized. Like, as long as you are giving people what they're paying for, they have no problem with paying you whatever it is. You just gotta make sure you get it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one is doing the other favor. I need you need me. Like, you need good service, I need money and the clients. So
right,
absolutely.
Do you do hair now or even back then as a stress reliever?
I don't think it has become that. Like, I didn't know it when I first started, but until when we went in quarantine, I think that's when it really hit me. I was like, I haven't did hair in like 30 days. So it felt weird, because this is something like that has become a part of me. So whenever I am doing it, it's kind of therapeutic. It's like an artist that's painting. Like, when they doing that, they in their zone, like they feeling good. And it's the same thing for me in hair, because it's something I actually love to do versus I'm coming, you know what I'm saying, just to a job, just to do it. Like, this is something I love, like something I'm passionate about, you know?
Right.
So you feel like the pandemic has made you fall back in love? Like, maybe you always was in love with your craft,
but it was definitely like, oh, like, this is it for real. Like, I told you, like, in the beginning, I was sad. Like, when we had to close down, I was so sad. I was like, what? And it wasn't even about the money, I promise. It wasn't about the money at all. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know? But that's when I had to, like, you know, step back and be like, well, no, this is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about how you look at it. If you look at it from, you know, this negative point of view, then that's what it will be. But I chose not to look at it like that. Oh, well, I don't have everything is good. Like, I got a lot of my like insurance and stuff. I was able to, like, you know, push it back until when I do start back. So it's like, I didn't have no complaints. I was alive and healthy. So I'm just going to enjoy this time. And that's literally what I did. Like, so... But it definitely did make me realize, like, okay, yeah, because when I came back, I was like, yeah, it's like go time, like, because I've been out for a whole month now. So
damn,
that was
right.
So, like, how did you maneuver through the pandemic?
Like during like just quarantine time,
like quarantine time, and like even now.
Yeah.
Because some people, you know, they quarantine, they making more money.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why I try to tell people, like, yeah, it's bad what's going on, you know what I'm saying, but there's also some pros to it as well, especially for small businesses. And during quarantine, I just pretty much just took advantage. I was just planning, living, working out, because that's something I can't do as often as I would want to, like when I'm in the salon. So I was just really taking advantage of the time, and then once I came back, I was just working, like, just full time, like, you know what I'm saying, just going. So honestly, after we came back in April, like, that was the most, like, I received so many new clients, like, it's crazy, because even some people, I guess because some people, old stylists, like, either weren't working or they moved, and there was also a lot of people that moved to Atlanta around that time because of, like, from New York.
Right.
And like other places,
like
it
was
from
still
up
north. Like open.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and all the other places, they was like New Jersey. I got clients from like all over, and it's like, it was crazy. Cause I'm like, dang, like, cause all my clients I got had just moved to like that area, like the Snellville area. So yeah, I mean, it worked out, and now it's pretty much the same. Like, I'm gaining like new clients like every day, and I'm getting people like inquiries every day. Which is why now I'm trying to like train other people so I can give them to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, because I mean, it's only me. I can't do everybody, get to everybody. So I don't have a problem with sharing the wealth.
Right. As far as like, so do you still work in a shop up there?
Yeah, in Snellville.
Do you plan on getting your own?
Yeah, I do. It's crazy because I had a client when I was in Columbus. She told me that one time. She was like, "You gonna have your own shop?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't want my own shop." Like,
why not?
At the time, because it's just a lot to come with it. And at that time, like, I saw what came with it, and I'm just like, nah, it's no way. And now it's like, yes, I gotta have my own shop. Like, but I guess I had to gain like that experience and just with working in different shops, because when you work in different shops, you see what you like, what you don't like. So then you come to a point, well, if you have that type of mindset, you come to a point to where you're like, okay, yeah, so this what I need. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. You know, but yep, I definitely plan to have my own. Right now, I just got a new salon loft, so I'm excited about that. That's kind of like my first step to owning my own, because it's not my own building, but it's like my own space inside of a bigger building, if that makes sense. So that's like the first step. So we'll see how this go. Probably rent for like a year, or however long, you know. And from there, I would say definitely look into getting like my own building for sure.
You talked about gaining new clients every day. How do you go about building those personal relationships to retain those clients?
Yeah, I guess for me is a little natural, because you sound crazy, because I did it for so long. I don't know, I try to think about like myself, and when I go to other businesses, like how I want to be treated. So whenever my clients, I kind of treat them like a friend for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask about, you know, how they doing, and ask about kids, and just really get personal with them. Not like in their business, but just develop a personal client stylist relationship, because that's really what most people want. Like, they not gonna tell you that, but that's what they want. Like, when the relationship with your hairstylist is like a personal, like, that feels good to them. Like, when you know their names and you remember they just went on the trip, like, they like that type of stuff. So yeah,
it's like a barbershop. I guess I never really thought about, you know, what a salon was like, but that's how a barbershop is. You know, guys know that.
Talking shit.
Go to a barbershop, you know, they know your family.
like,
you know I mean?
How was that trip you went on? Like, and they feel good. Like, and for me, I'm not doing it intentionally, but I'm asking to be genuine, like, because I remember the conversation we had, like, and you know, that they like that. So
how often do you get those like times then where you do the whole family's hair, or like a husband and wife? Or
I have. I've gotten husband and wife, or it'll be where I'll start maybe the wife hair, and then the husband end up starting his, or it'll be the opposite. I have a few clients like that actually, and their children also. They'll end up coming to me too. Especially like in Atlanta, that's how it is as far as like working. Like I'll do one person hair that work at this job, and then next thing you know, like, oh yeah, this lady, I seen this lady hair. She said you do her hair, so she come, and that's really how I end up gaining like many more clients just by people seeing my work and going. Because that's the thing about women, like they see someone with their hair looking good, they gonna ask them, and they want that coming. Person. Yeah, they coming like 100%. Like that's I would say I gained a good amount of my clients from people just seeing my work, and that's something also that made me want to make sure I give 100% on every head, because you never know who gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a new client.
How do you deal with unhappy customers?
Unhappy customers, I try not to let people leave with being unhappy, which I feel like I do a pretty good job at that. Because you can tell me, I feel like, especially as long as you're honest with me, like say if I do your hair, it's something you don't like, and that's another thing, like whenever I finish, I'll say like, what you think? Even though I can be super excited about it, but I'm gonna still ask you like, what you think? Do you like it? You know what I'm saying? Because regardless, it's your hair, like you're gonna have to walk out with it. So if it's a situation where, they don't like it, or I fix it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. Even if they leave and hit me up like, hey, I noticed like my part is off or something. Okay, cool. I gotta open it tomorrow, like come back. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately with some, and it's very rare, but with some, you can't please everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I had to get comfortable with, because it was a point in time where I tried to please everybody, but you can't. It's just not possible. So, but it's very rare though that I just have ones that just leave unhappy and that's just it. But I'm okay with it, because I know as long as I know like I did my part, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's only when I could have did more that it's like, okay, yeah, that was on me. But if I know I did what I could have done, like everything I could have done, then it's what it is.
How do you deal with like progression and perfection? Progression and perfection. What you mean? Like some people may, of course you want to perfect your craft, but you're not perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Like one of my biggest things is like, I like to say, progression over perfection. Reason being is because you can fuck around and fall into a depression trying to chase after that.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be perfect like right away.
It's never gonna be like
never. Yeah, that's what one of the things I actually told one of my first students that I taught, like, because her biggest thing was like, you're doing it so fast, like I'm like, no, like just learn the skill. Like when you got the skill, when you master the skill, the more you do it, the better you're gonna become. Because even myself, I didn't start off like twisting fast, or I started off super slow, but with time, the more I did it, that's the faster and the better I got. Like that's not something that comes right when you start it, and like you said, that's not something you should focus on. Like just focus on getting better at it, and it comes when it's supposed to.
You weren't with me twisting in the salon.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Crazy. I be thinking like, dang, I didn't even start out doing this.
Go ahead.
What's one of the biggest misconceptions about the industry you're in?
I would say that I think a lot of people jump into it thinking it's just easy. Like, oh, I can do hair. Like, it's so much, you know what I'm saying, within it. I think also I feel like people think two ways. Like, they either think it's like easy, it's a lot of money, and then it's like, wait, I think those are the two things I was gonna say. It's like easy. Wait, I don't know the third one. But yeah, it's like easy because they'll either be like, oh, I can do that, and this is like, no, like it's not that simple, and it's kind of offensive because it's like, I put some time into this, you know what I'm saying? Like,
blood, sweat, and tears in this.
Yeah, it's nothing I just like jump right into. And then as far as like money, that really depends on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you have some hairstylists that may not make no money at all, and you have some that will make tons. So I feel like that's it. People just thinking that it's just so simple, or it's just hair. Like even myself, I thought that.
Right.
When I first went to cosmetology, like, I thought we was just gonna be learning how to do hair, but it's like we was learning about the skin and all these different skin disorders, and I'm like, what? Like, science, like stuff we was doing in high school, but that's all incorporated into hair, like, because you have to know that type of stuff. Everyone have different type of skin. Skin is your scalp, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it all ties in.
Along your journey, did you, of course you've been discouraged, but how did you deal with that?
I would say definitely when I worked at this call center. Oh yeah, I worked at the call center too. When I worked, that was the last like hourly job I ever had. But when I worked there, that's when I knew like, yep, I got to get back in the salon, because it was just really tough working for someone and like not having control over like when I go to lunch, when I gotta come back, getting paid every 2 weeks. Like every day I would drive like, man, this is a scam. Like I gotta give you work for 2 weeks and then you gotta pay me, like, because you gotta think like I'm coming from being an entrepreneur. I'm getting paid, used to get paid every day, and I'm getting paid every 2 weeks. Like what?
Oh damn! So you went from doing hair at one point,
yeah,
full time, and then you went and got a job. Oh God!
Yeah,
See, that's the first.
It was tough.
That's the first for free gems, because most people, you know, they come in and they be like, yeah, you know, I did the work thing, or I never had a job
full time, right?
But damn, that
because I thought, I mean, at the time, like, I went through a breakup or whatever, so I'm like, okay, I'm at the grind. So I was like, okay, let me see what this is like. So, and then I had just moved to Atlanta for, when was this, like back in 2017. So I mean, I'm still like gaining clientele, so I'm getting clients, but I mean, I needed more at that time. So I was like, okay, let me just do this. I did it for I think 3 months. Terrible. I will say I learned like good like customer service skills, but for me that kind of made me go even harder, because it's like, okay, nah, like if you don't have it, you gotta you need to run some specials. You need to, it's always something you can do to better, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when I did that, I was just kind of not, that was me being unwilling to do what I needed to do to you know what I'm saying, like be where I need to be at that time.
Right, you had to go through it.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to go around it, but it's like, nah, like this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. And being that I went through that experience, it's like, all right, bet. So every day I was like on Indeed looking up salons, like every day, because I'm like, I can't do this. Like this,
almost like a reality check too.
Not for real.
Right.
Like it really did. I'm like I said, like getting paid, but it did. Like I said, it did teach me things as well, but it also taught me that this is not you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not where you're supposed to be. So it definitely made me go even harder and be more focused and like driven when it came to like what I was doing.
As far as celebrities, you've done a couple of heads. Who was the first one, and were you nervous?
The first one I did was TK Kravitz, and I wouldn't say I was nervous. It was crazy because I was working from home at the time. And like he messaged me and was like, are you in Atlanta? But you know how like people be using celebrities' name for like their name? So I was like, is this really him? So I had like, when I clicked on it, I saw it was him, and I was like, oh, okay. But like I did at his home, but I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just more so curious because I just knew him from the one song he had with Jacquees. So I didn't like really know of him. Like I wasn't even following him at the time. I just, before I went and looked on his page. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that nigga reached out to her. She wasn't even following.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, it was an experience. We actually ended up becoming like good friends too. So that was one of the good things about it. It was.
Did you end up like? Who were some of the people that you ended up doing hair off of him?
Yeah, I actually ended up doing his DJ hair. And that's a good thing about him. I can give him his credit for that. Like he definitely would refer people to me. Like I'll be doing his hair and he'll be like, the people call me like, oh, who doing your hair? Like Tuesday, go, you hit her up, like, she good, whatever.
Plug you in.
So yeah, most definitely, I will say that about him. He was definitely always like referring me to like his people, even like his own like family. So I've done his DJ hair. Who else hair did I do for him? I think maybe his brother. No, I never did his brother hair. I was supposed to, but that just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. But I want to say I did someone else. I can't remember. He's like this. He's a rapper from like Detroit, but he's like real, like he's not like mainstream yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
he buzzing,
yeah, most definitely like one of his friends. So it's just always like kind of connect like.
Right.
This person referred me. Oh, this person didn't this person refer me. So it's like that, like a.
Is it like a one-off thing, or are these like repeating?
Yeah, clients? I definitely his DJ, and the other guy. I've done their hair like multiple times. Right. On multiple occasions.
That's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah, I did his hair like a whole year, and a little over a year. TK and his DJ. I kind of stopped doing the other guy here, but you know.
But you still do TKs though?
I haven't recently, just because the thing like with like celebrities, like, whenever they need you, it's kind of like right then, you know what I'm saying? So of course, at that time I was able to like accommodate, you know what I'm saying? And even with like other people that I've done, I was normally able to accommodate. But now that like I'm booked in advance, like a whole month in advance, it's kind of hard for me to just like drop everything and, you know what I'm saying, be assistant to them. So if they like tell me like within like a decent amount of time, that I definitely can. But a lot of times they kind of need you like last minute because of whoever need them last minute. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like that's kind of hard for me to do right now.
How did Chico Bean come about?
Chico, the guy that that owns the shop that I work in, Lido, he cuts hair for Wild 'N Out. Mm-hmm. So him. What's his name? What's the other one?
Emmanuel.
No.
I mean, I don't really watch Wild 'N Out like that no more.
What?
Baldhead. His name is not coming up to me right now. Carlos, yeah. Him, Carlos, DC, like he cut.
Oh, you talking about?
I'm like, wow, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, but you said Wild 'N Out. You just, I mean, they on Wild 'N Out too, but you.
I thought you were about like the rest of the cast.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the main people like that Chico be with.
85 South Shore.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I should have said 85.
I'm thinking hair. Dreads.
Right, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Niggas they got like DC got hair, but his hair like mine.
My point was that they come to the shop all the time. So he was growing out his hair during quarantine. So Lido had hit me up and was like, Chico wants you to braid his hair. Oh, twist it. I was like, Chico, like, what you mean? He got hair? But last time I remember seeing it was like little. So I'm like, I will say I was nervous before I did that because I was like, oh gosh, I'm finna have to like make some work. But when he came in, he already had previous twists in his ass. So I was like, okay, it can be twisted. Like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's how that came about. I did it that one time, and then he just ended up, every time he was in town, he hit me up like, hey, I'm trying to get the twist. And he actually ended up referring me to one of his, the people that work with him with Wild 'N Out, one of his camera guys. He referred me to him too, so... another like good people for sure.
And he shouted out. Was he on Breakfast Club?
Yeah, Breakfast Club.
How was that?
It was crazy because I had my clients. It was like early in the morning. Like my clients was like, Chico just shouted you on Breakfast Club, and I don't like really listen to the radio, so I didn't hear it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, huh, like what? And it was funny because I did his hair that same day. So people was telling me, and I'm like, oh okay. So I'm like going to the website, trying to listen to it, and I mean it's gone, like I can't hear it. So I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll hear it later. Then when I came in, he actually showed me like on his phone, so I was like, okay, it felt good, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like just to hard. Hear my name, be spoken highly of, and
naturally.
I've never met any of those other people on there, so that was cool.
That's dope that he came back and showed you.
Huh? Yeah.
like it's one thing like. Yeah, nigga, I shot you out.
Yo, when he showed me, I was like, oh, shoot.
It's the one day your friend come back and showed you. He came back,
look what I did.
Now you about to get. Now I'm a need 10% now.
Yeah, he good people though, and I like it because each time like you know what I'm saying, he would post a video, I would never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a deal or anything we had. Like, this is something that he just chose to do. Like, just because of his own self. Like, you know what I'm saying? And most, like, celebrities, they want tit for tat. Like, oh, you give me half off and I do this. But, like, him, like, nah, like, he paid me just straight up and shot me out on his own. Like, that's something he just did because of himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most celebrities, you have to ask them, or like I said, you have to come up with some type of deal. But with him, it's just like, nah, like, you make me look good, I got you. Like, I'm gonna look out for you. So
how often do people come to you, whether they're like rappers or artists or whoever, they be trying to get them deals? Like you be like, nah, nigga, I need that cash, nigga.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I did. I was open to, like, you know, doing maybe like a cheaper price for a promo, because I mean, I'm new to it at the time, so I'm like, you know, I'm excited or whatever, but
your
it's like
now.
yeah, it's like, nah, because I mean, when you have people that come in and that just respect you and your craft and that don't ask for any like type of deals and stuff, it's like, when you look at the people that do, you like, wait a minute, like, nah, this not right. You know what I'm saying? And y'all in the same position, if not that person being hired. So it's like, if this person can acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, my work and me as a hairstylist, then you can do the same thing. So it's like, nah.
No, man,
like, I need to
wait.
you gotta pay me for real. Like, and I have clients regular, and that's another thing. Like, I have regular clients that come in and they pay me every month, like, in tipping. So I got this person over here and you celebrity, like, you know what I'm saying, you're not willing to pay me, and it's like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, get
that's
your
really what it is.
on.
Yeah. Not for real, because, like, you know, like, why you being like that? You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing about it is people, you know, pick and choose what they want to spend their money on. Even, you know, regular clients, they'll come to me and try to be cheap with me, but then you go and spend like $500 on your weave or your lashes, your nails. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, this is your hair. Like, you know, and you gonna get what you paying for. So
for sure.
You know?
Is it warranted to up your prices once you start getting these celebrity clients?
You say, is it what?
Warranted to, like, up your prices, like, can you use that as, like,
I don't like to, because I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying?
So what makes you go up?
What up? I would say my work. Maybe if I, like, learn new techniques. If I start using, like, different products. Me relocating and being in a even more personal space. What else? I would say things like that. I don't really go up because, like, I gain certain type of clientele, because I don't know, because yes, like, they're celebrities, but they're still people. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Just because I did so and so here, don't mean I get to charge you more. Like, if I'm charging you more, it's just because it's time for that. Like, that's something that rent go up every year. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a part of, like, the business, the market. But I don't necessarily go up because of that, because I started doing, like, certain type of people hair. Because I mean, they celebrities, but they, like I said, they're people.
Still humans.
Yeah, most definitely.
Is there anybody? Do you have, like, a list that you wanna, certain people that hair you wanna do?
I used to, but now it's just like, yeah, I definitely have a totally different outlook. Like I said, especially because of what it consists of. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, like, last minute, maybe being in an environment that I don't necessarily want to be in. So it's, like, a lot of stuff to, like, consider. So in the beginning, I definitely felt like, man, when I'm gonna do future hair or this person hair? It's like, no, I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being around, like, just different type of individuals, and it's nothing to them, but just my own personal preference. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, not really. I don't think so. Not when I think about it, like, off the top of my head.
I would assume there'd probably be a lot of drama with some of these celebrities too.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's a lot.
lot of weirdos.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's a lot of different type of personalities, and like I said, I guess just me now, because I know the type of environment I want to be in. I know things I want to be around, I don't want to be around. So I feel like anything outside of that, I'm gonna choose not to. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of who it is. Like I don't care about money. I don't care how much you're trying to pay me. Like, nah, I'm good.
How did Fabulous 2 come about?
Fabulous 2. I want to say I called myself that, like just being funny one time. And I remember like back when I had Twitter, I was like, yeah, I think that's gonna be like my stage name because like, you know, most hairstylists be like Styles by T or, you know, all these different stuff, and my name was always just Tuesday Martin. And so I'm like, dang, I need like a slogan or something. But when I called myself that, I was like, yeah, I think this gonna be it, because Fabulous 2, like, you get it, like Fabulous 2,
right?
I'm Fabulous 2, but yeah. 2 T-U-E.
Yeah,
right.
Corny.
Don't do that.
I'm just playing.
So yeah, that's how it came about. I thought it was cute.
Nah, it's hard though.
You know, it's like
Keep that.
Yeah.
Nah,
this man.
I'm Fabulous 2.
See, you get it? See?
Yo.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
why
it always gotta be one hater.
They don't know.
Yo. See, you hating, bro.
Yeah,
Hard.
man. Yeah, I wear that.
Yeah, see?
Everybody don't know. When they see Fabulous 2, they just think I'm just
I was surface level with it. I was like, her name Tuesday, you know, Fabulous 2, but I'm Fabulous 2.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
You hating, bro.
I was. You know, it always gotta be one.
You know.
Big hater.
Not even. She's on the show. Let me pop my shit real quick. Nah, but what was it like getting your LLC?
Ooh, first of all, it was expensive. So anybody that told me is $100, $200, no. I literally spent like $700 on it. But it felt good because it's honestly something that I wrote down, I prayed about, like, because I mean I have like a whole like journal and list of things that I pray for daily. You know what I'm saying? So finally when it happened, I'm like thank God, because it's like that's something that I definitely probably could have been got, but it's like I just kind of kept putting it off, or maybe it just wasn't time, honestly, for me to do that right then. But it kind of makes sense because now that I did it now, I'm doing the loft and I'm about to start hiring people, so I feel like everything, you know, aligned when it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So, but it felt good though, because it's like now I'm actually like a business.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this legal, like, you know, taxes and stuff involved now. So it felt good though, definitely.
That's hard, man, because there's a lot of people that call themselves CEOs and call themselves business owners.
But you don't even have
it. They ain't got that paperwork right.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like before I did feel like, you know, I'm a business. Like I do hair, I get paid for this, but it's like you're not. I'm not gonna say you're not a business until you do that, but it's like it kind of, I guess, you know, legalize your business. You know what I'm saying? You can solidify. You can write stuff off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like doing that was just like another, you know what I'm saying, step up to elevate my business.
It's almost like saying going from being a hustler to being a businesswoman, a businessman.
Most definitely. Because before you can't really account for your stuff. You just, which is now like, I mean, well, before I had the LLC, I'm just making money, and you can't really account for it. But when you have a business, you got a business bank account, so you have all these different transactions that you can actually keep track of. So it's just like a whole nother, like you said, it's just more formal now versus before. You're not just a regular person that's doing hair. Like this is a business, this is a company. So
right, you have merch.
I do.
What made you be a style? What made you become, like, you're a stylist, and like what made you want to do that, go into that lane?
Dang, what made me want to do that? Cause I started doing that, I think, last year. I don't know. I have a my right hand girl, Joy. You know Joy? Y'all probably know Joy. Obviously, yeah. So she does my shirts and stuff for me. I don't know if it's something that her and I might have talked about, and then that's how I started doing it. or maybe like my mom or somebody. I don't know. I can't remember like who I actually necessarily talked to about it, but I feel like it was just something that ended up coming up in conversation, and then maybe somebody recommended it to me. Gosh, I feel bad now because like maybe I should remember them so I can let them know.
It just came about.
Yeah, like you gonna tell them how we was talking about it. Like I really can't remember it right now, but
you went on that show and you ain't say
you didn't tell them. But
you need to shout me out,
right? But I don't know. I guess I'll know like after they hear. But yeah, I feel like it's something that I might have talked. Came up in conversation. It might have been with Joy. And then we just talked about putting it on the shirt, and then we talked about just doing different types. Basically, I think it was just something that will push my brand even further. Like, because you walk around this, like, oh, what's that? Oh, this Tuesday. She do hair. Here's her business card, whatever. So I think that was just another thing for me to do that would
push your brand.
Yeah, right. For sure. So I think that's how it came about. I just can't remember who I was talking to.
For the listeners, what all do you sell? I know we said merch, but...
Yeah, so I have t-shirts that has my logo on it with different colors. And I have bonnets now. I have Fabulous 2 bonnets. They're so cute. And I have, I'm going to do like lock jewelry. I'm just still I'm working with that. And eventually also my own product. I'm going to go ahead and speak it.
That's
I'll have my own product. That's really my next big move that I'll probably make sometime soon. But yeah, right now it's just shirts and bonnets that
What happened to the hats?
Oh, I do have hats. I don't know. I didn't get more of them. I probably should, I guess, because they did pretty good though when I did have them. Maybe I should. I actually forgot about the hats. I'm like,
yeah, because that's what
Jody got a hat, and I think some of my other friends had hats too. Yeah, I'm just seeing what, but eventually I would like to have a full like products, shirts, maybe hoodies. You know what I'm saying? Just a variety of clothing that pushes the brand.
That's hard, man, because like that's another lane, another stream of income.
Exactly. Right. And that's kind of the point too. So it's like me, making money without actually laboring.
Yeah.
So it's just the end goal. Yeah, exactly.
Put that in the front of the shop.
For real though.
Get there.
Right there. As soon as you come in.
Had on the mannequins.
No, for real. Like I plan to have like a little what you call them? The little racks with your clothes on there. Get you a shirt for you.
One-stop shops.
Yeah, most definitely. And then I have it available online too, so that was another cool addition to my website. You could just go online, order it, have it shipped, or I guess when you come into your appointment. That's kind of how it's been working out now. They'll buy it online, and then like when they come in their appointment, I can just give it to them that way. So
how did your site come about?
My site, and again, Joy is another person that she made my website for me. That came about me just needing something more, I guess, professional, because I always had my booking site, but with my actual website, it allows people to know certain things before they book. And that's so important. Like if you go to my policy page, it's like a whole paragraph, but it's things that and that's with anybody, it's certain things that you need to know before actually booking with this person. Right. So the website allows me to be descriptive on that type of stuff, and of course to tell about myself in the shop page, which will be where the merch is. So
right. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it just allows me to be more professional.
Right. I know you said Joy. Is Joy your business partner?
Joy is like I don't know, what would you call Joy? She's my friend for sure.
He said yeah.
Well, yeah. She's not like, she's a friend of mine. Like we're actually like cool. But she does, she has her own business where she does like graphics and stuff. So like I said, she's like my girl. Like anytime I'm talking to him, like, yeah, I gotta text my girl about my website. I gotta text my girl about she's my go-to person when it comes to like, she did my logo.
Right.
She does my really shirts. Nice. Thank you. Yes. She does my shirts, everything. And it's just because I've been with her like since the beginning of my logo, which I like launched that last year of January. I'm like, I gotta stick with her. You know what I'm saying? Because like, one, she's somebody I can trust. You know what I'm saying? And she's good at what she do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's my girl, my person.
Shout out to Joy.
For sure. How important is it to have a team?
It's so important. That's definitely one thing I can say I learned from the owner, Lito, the one who works in the shop I work in now in Snellville. That's something he always told me, like, you know, you can do it by yourself, but you can't do it by yourself. It's so much better when you have a team, because it's like you can't do it all. Like, it's so many different hats that you would have to wear if you try to do it all, such as me designing a logo, me getting the website, like all these different things. And it's like you can't be everywhere at one time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't provide services and take consultations, or I can't, you know what I'm saying, or answering questions and stuff like that. So that's another thing I just added to. Like, I have a receptionist, a person that takes my consultations for me, so that I can just strictly just do the hair part, and she can consult with people, because, you know, especially she's knowledgeable on those things. So super duper important, because it's like I said, you can't do it all, like, and you don't know it all too. Another thing, like, you don't know it all, like stuff within like taxes, I got somebody to do that, like all these different things, because I'm here, like, I mean, I know business stuff, but it's like other things, even with like what Joy does, Bree does, like, that's not me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I gotta get people that are more
damn near like
fluid in those areas.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that, like, knowing that, nah, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people try to give the credit all to themselves. It's like, nah, I can't do this by myself. Like, I need help.
That's hard, man. You teach classes, man. You're an instructor. How did those come about?
I would say that's just another thing I always like prayed about. Just something that, again, I guess that just like kind of goes back to me just wanting to give back, and wanting me to like give out like what I've learned over these like years. So that's how that started. I'm actually going to be doing it virtually now, because I get so many people like from other places that like, when you have a class, but it's kind of hard to like plan like one-on-one when I'm like working. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and break down and actually do it virtually. So I'm gonna be doing that real soon.
OnlyFans?
Huh?
OnlyFans?
No.
No, I mean y'all laughing.
Nah.
Y'all laughing, but I
know people,
like Bandman Kevo. He's a rapper.
People do use it for like good purposes, but I think nah.
It definitely got a negative.
Just exactly.
Does,
when you see OnlyFans, you're not thinking, oh, she's doing live class. You're like, oh, Tuesday showing her butt. Absolutely not.
I mean, look. I'm just saying.
I'm good on it.
She like, nah, I think I'm gonna stick with Zoom.
Right, not for real. Like something that, because like I said, I think if OnlyFans, even when you say that just now, I think of a naked woman.
Look, you damn near got offended.
Yeah, like, automatically, because I'm like, what do you mean? But I do know people like have it to like, you know, promote like I guess inside stuff, but just the what's the word? The name,
right. Like you said, it got a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, right.
When you said, I thought you were trying to be funny.
Oh,
right?
No.
See, like,
I was dead serious. Like,
I didn't know if I should laugh or not. I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, nah.
But I was going to explain it. I mean, her nigga. I'm not gonna ever disrespect.
I was trying to read the room. I was like,
no.
It's like
no.
I was like, no.
That was listen. It's a great way to get residual income.
It is
on that one.
But it's just so many. Nah, it's just because there's other things that you know what I'm saying you can utilize. Because just the stuff that's tagged to it is just not a good look.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, I do plan to have like an actual, maybe like a link. That's something Joy and I was just talking about, like how I should do it. So that's in the works. I plan to probably actually get that going like real soon, because I'm telling like so many people, and I'm eager to teach people. Like the first girl I taught, the first woman I taught, she did so great, and I just felt good to know like that I am able to teach, you know what I'm saying, and people can actually learn from what I'm teaching. So that felt good too, just to be doing that, like other than me just doing hair. So
right. what does generational wealth mean to you?
Generational wealth. I mean, basically creating a legacy to leave for your children. I
mean, because you're doing it now.
Yeah.
And you don't, like, not even
I mean, just having a business, honestly, can
not
create...
even necessarily, like, with your kids. Like, you just said you just taught somebody how to go get the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's when just doing this show, and not to cut you off, and I apologize, but like just doing this show really like opened up like what generational wealth really is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you could leave a large amount of money or a business to your kids or whatever, but at the same time, generational wealth really, really, truly means like teaching. So when you have like an a class and you're showing them how to do locks, you just taught a whole class how to fucking fish. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for like, sure. And then they can teach. And then pass on and on. Yeah,
who taught you? And this Tuesday.
Yeah. I never looked at it like that.
YouTube, and you just taught the whole millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
Real shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I actually never looked at it like that. So
that's hard.
Bring that to my awareness.
That's hard. Now look, she about to go really put the foot on the gas.
I gotta step it up. For real.
Go ahead.
How does it feel knowing that you have that kind of influence on people?
I mean, it's a blessing for sure, because I mean that's something again that I pray about everything, in case you haven't noticed yet. And so that's something I pray about, to have a positive influence and to be able to lead people down the right path, because you do have so many people that are of that high influence, but they leading people way off. So like for me to be someone that is aiming and trying my best to lead people, down like a more righteous path, it feels good.
Where did your spiritual journey start? Like, when did it start?
Definitely like when I moved here. Of course, like I've definitely always been a believer in God, in Jesus Christ. But with me being in Atlanta, me being just in a different environment, going through like a breakup and all these different like transitions within myself, you get to a point where like you don't have no other choice but to rely on this higher power. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I would say when I went through like certain like challenges, I would say that really meant, because that's what God will do. You know what I'm saying? He'll put you, especially if you're like far off, you know what I'm saying? He'll put you in a space to where you can't do nothing but like call on him. You know what I'm saying? So definitely me getting like being in those different situations like helped me to learn more and to be more spiritually aware.
As far as your business, what was the moment? What was the most challenging moment that you had to rely on your spirituality?
That's a good question. Most challenging moment, I would say like when I wasn't making like much money from it, and also I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like ongoing, I guess you can say, because even now like I'm solely relying like on God. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like I can have all my clients counsel all in 1 week, then what? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's something just ongoing. Like I'm always just relying on him, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one time where this was like some years ago. I was kind of just like, because when you're an entrepreneur, like you get money. Well, when you're a hairstylist, like you get money, or a barber, get money every day. So you develop like this mindset, like, oh, I'm gonna get it back. So you spend like crazy, and that's what I was doing at that time. So I feel like God was really like humbling me. And I remember this one time, like I needed to pay my rent, And oh my gosh, I literally had to come up with my rent in like a whole week. And I was like, but I had to pray. Like I had to really rely on God, because it's like, how am I about to do this? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I feel like that was a humbling experience for me. And that was God letting me know, like, yeah, I'm blessing you, but you doing it wrong. Like you using it like for the wrong purposes. So I would say moments like that, and even like, you know what I'm saying, today I've had clients to cancel like back to back. And I was just like, dang, but I never like worry or allow myself to worry like, dang, how I'm gonna do this or that, because that's me showing lack of faith. So yeah.
What has been your greatest achievement thus far? And what achievement are you seeking?
My greatest achievement is definitely me changing my mindset. Like me not trying to do things my way, but do things God way. You know what I'm saying? Like me, you know, not making my own decisions. Like literally, like I said, I pray about everything. Like even the smallest stuff. Like pray before I came here. So it's like every little thing, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure that I'm doing things aligned to what He want for me and not myself. So
that's hard, man. So what's next for Tuesday?
What's next? Well, I mean, you know, I just got approved. I mean, I just got my new salon law. So right now, I'm just kind of like celebrating that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something else I learned.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So I'm just like planning for that. And seeing like how I'm gonna decorate. That's pretty much it for now. I mean, I have like other things that I'm planning for, but I try not to move too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is something big, like me getting this salon loft, because I'm going to be able to make it my own. Like I said, it's going to be a more personable experience. I'm going to be in a whole new area. So I'm just trying to like just kind of sit for now. Start furnishing the salon loft. Still running the website and my virtual class. I guess you can say that would be like the next like thing for me is to launch that again.
So the salon loft, would that be your permanent location? Or will you still be going back to the shop back and forth?
Nah, it'll be my like where I'll be based.
Right.
Yeah, in Kennesaw.
Do you consider yourself a traveling stylist?
I used to, because I did used to travel. I used to travel here at least like 2 times out of the month. But now I stopped doing that because I'm just like doing a lot of planning. I like to also open up a salon here. So with me doing that, that's just me. That was part of the reason why I'm like stepping back, so I can once again start to do things my way, like out God's way, out, you know what I'm saying, like me, so I can create like my own atmosphere and how I want to run things versus me being in somebody else's shop. So yeah, right now I'm not really a traveling hairstylist, but I do want to get back into it, because it was at one point I was going to like Dallas, Texas to do hair. Where else I would go?
Oh, you was
getting just went to Dallas. Yeah, that was so fun. So that was actually like my first goal I want to do, is like have like 3 major like cities that I travel to and work, which I plan to maybe get back into that maybe once like my businesses that I want to start are like up and running. That way I can be away and go do other things, you know.
Okay. How do you incorporate music within your craft? Or do you incorporate music in
like while I'm working?
While you're working, you might be like, what does music mean to Tuesday?
I love music. Being that like I'm on like this new spiritual journey, I am like trying to cut out like certain music as far as like all that shooting and you know, doing this and that, which that works for you, that's cool. So now I do a lot more like listening to like videos. What you laughing at?
Inside joke.
Why? Cause y'all still listening to Shoot 'Em Up?
Oh, on the way here.
You got the mic card?
So I mean, that's something that's still in the work, but I'm doing pretty good on it. And just listening to like, I'm trying to stay away from like just real like anything that's like sexual or anything that'll just take me off course. You know what I'm saying? But that's actually something I thought about myself. Like, what kind of music I'm gonna be playing now that I'll be in my own. I thought about like instrumentals type stuff just so I can create. You know what I'm saying? Like a soothing type of atmosphere.
Well, I got some beat tapes to send to you.
Yes, please do.
That's dope.
I feel like that'll be, you know what I'm saying? Because and you gotta also think like not everyone has like, even if you put on something general like maybe pop or R&B, but everybody still, that may not be, you know what I'm saying, like their thing. So I don't know. I feel like you can't go wrong with the instrumental because no words. So
right.
You know, but it's still music. So I think that's something I'll probably look into like incorporate into it.
That is super dope, man. We appreciate you for coming, man.
Absolutely.
This was really, really dope. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I did. This was nice.
You know?
It felt good to sit and talk. This is my first time doing something like this.
Really?
I mean, I did something like on the computer, like where I like answer like
Voyage.
Yeah, I did that
right.
like back in, it was so many years ago. So that was cool. That was like my first interview, but that wasn't like
this
face to face. Yeah, so this
right.
is my like first like so this is cool. Like I was excited.
Thank you.
So
really
thanks
appreciate
for
that.
Yeah, man.
This is nice what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man. I've been wanting you here for a break and finally got you.
Yeah.
How we like to end the show. Did you have anything else?
No, go ahead.
How we like to end the show is we ask all our guests, what's your top 5? And since you're a hairstylist, who's your top 5 hairstylists?
Top 5 hairstylists.
Me.
That's so bad. Look, because people be like, "Can you recommend me to someone else?" I'm like, "No, I don't know anybody else." But not in that way. Like I know Tuesday. I know.
Well, listen, if that's your top 5, if you are in your top 5, then cool.
Like, because it's not like that. I promise. But I'm just. It is this one guy. He's really good. He actually is one of the people that like I kind of learned how to get better with my starter locks. His name is P Styles.
Okay.
People may be familiar with him, so I would say P Styles. Who else? Dang, I don't know.
You.
I'm not gonna say myself.
Make it easy yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really thinking. I'm like
Miss Martin. Fabulous Tuesday.
Because I don't really be like I've limited my time on social media, so I'm not like just like scrolling. So it is this one lady. Okay, I don't know her name, but she is really good. Her name is like Lock BU something. I don't know. I can't think about it. Maybe I'll come back later and be like, "Hey girl, I was talking about you. I was talking about you when I said that." I can't think of her name because she's like located in like Texas or something. But like people in Atlanta, like I don't know.
People in your shop will be like, "You should have just shouted us out."
Right.
My celeb styles, they know I love them. They're great. Y'all say, but they're barbers. They're not hairstylists.
I mean, either or. Just who's
don't say that because now y'all got me looking bad because you said hair.
Okay, hairstylist.
See,
well, barbers are hairstylists, right?
No, they're not. They're barbers. They don't. I mean, they cut hair.
They're styling hair.
They're not styling the hair. They're cutting the hair.
They're cutting hair.
I tried to weave that one.
Right. They're styling and no. They're yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, like, sometimes I'll just be scrolling.
You weave it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that one girl, Jaw Locks. Have you ever heard of her? She's good.
That's 3.
See,
you in there.
You
need 2 more.
Now you got 1.
I'm not gonna say myself. Joy is good too. She actually lives here. Joy is good.
Okay, that's
Joy.
4.
Oh snap. Okay. I don't know. I can't say myself. That's so bad.
But how?
Because, I don't know. I'm just
Look, you already said you identified your self-worth.
Right.
I have, but
So
I would
identify yourself as
I would
the
never.
fifth slot.
That just made me cringe. I would never be like, yeah, me. Like,
You think that's arrogant?
yeah, I'm a humble person. I'd rather somebody else tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Understandable.
nah, girl, that's you. Like, okay, I'll take that, but
All right, girl, that's you.
all right.
Will Maddox with the 3.
Right.
Pulling up from deep.
I'm trying to tell you, man. But like I said before, man, this was, a great time, and we appreciate you for coming.
Yeah,
And this concludes this episode
Thank you guys.
of Free Gems. You're welcome.
We clap. Woo.
Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Yeah.
Free Gems Network.